Hey Rebels. So there is a lot happening, okay? So I hear that someone's about to go on a field trip. That everyone gets to go on a field trip. I'm seeing the Magic School Bus, and I'm hearing we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. And though it sounds like fun, um, I don't. It's not all that fun. I say you don't have an option of which route of transportation you get to endure, all right? Both have magical features. And the thing about this is that there is an extended departure, all right? This departure has already begun. But the thing about it is, there's always so many things about it because that's what energy does, right? Um, the thing about it is this departure is so has never been more obvious than what it is now and what it will be going forward. With let's just jump straight into it. Hey rebels. Um, so with the exposure that has happened throughout and across the world, those who are on the rocket ship are those who have been doing their best to find a balance in between the societal ways of seeing light, whether that's truth. Thank you, Spirit. You've been living in the truth of the exposure of what society is really about, all the while knowing of the darkness that exists, the what seemed to lie beneath, but confirmation, but the seam to what lies beneath has actually been in everyone's face. It's confirmation after confirmation. Excuse me, confirmation, right? Has been very much so in everyone's face way before, this AI thing had came about and been called many names. All the trigger words: conspiracist, a liar, a fibber, just storytellers. Basic words have taken on such a transition to attempt to destroy you. And before all this creative avenues showed itself, because of course we've known that it's always been and it's been there. Where? Just there. Accessible to certain, but not to all. And you've had an energy, you had a pull towards this that you could not repel even yourself from realizing the truth of it all. People have called you so many different names. They've addressed you in so many different energies. Even going about the route of having you admitted and diagnosed within their definition of how they perceived you to be, so that their mental could continue to stay safe and not see what's going on, has been going on, and who knows about its continuance. So, being on this rocket ship, you have gotten yourself to a place where you have earned the feel of not feeling your nerves being as damaged and as shocked as everyone who is just coming to realize what their experiences have been, how their experiences have been manipulated. It's like Tales from the Hood, not realizing every place you live, no matter the environment, could be seen as that, is seen as that. So you're at a space where you're removing yourself. Spirit. You've removed yourself by allowing yourself to be a participant in this game called life. Winner, you're a winner. But really, what are you winning other than the fact that you know these stories, you know these tales, you know these possibilities? And there's so many people who you have seemingly tried to save and that you love have allowed themselves to be chosen, to be left behind, to have to deal with the freshness of all this exposure. They can't even say that it's so foreign. It's so foreign to their mental mind state. It's so foreign to their mental understanding because as it goes, they say that these things are just in the movies and that they had columnists like Esquire and other magazines that they said, these things couldn't possibly be true. So you have been graced with being able to move forward. You've been in this mourning period, been told repeatedly, not everyone can come. Not everyone can come. This 5 of, okay, overall energy. Ain't no choice, okay? Ain't no choice. This 9 of sticks, honey. The 9 of sticks. It's not the usual, I'm in bed, I'm in anxiety. No, it's face the reality of everything that is truth. Because what is it that you, rebels, have learned? Even if it's not true in your life, it's true in someone's. Whatever can be thought of can be created. Whatever can be thought of or run across your mind has been perceived. There is really no such thing as an original thought. It's like when you hop online or when you just listening to someone and you hear somebody say, well, I ain't heard nobody talking about this yet. No, they've been talking about it. You just haven't been in the rooms with it. It's been happening. You're just not the one participating in that role-playing experience. And it is so unfortunate. No, the fear-mongering, what the hell is fear-mongering at this point? Let's look up that word and break that down even. What is fear-mongering? Who is trying to get a rise? Prevention, protection. Knowing what's peace is the only sense of reality. I remember way back when you used to hear people say so much, we live in the world of the wicked. Oh, Spirit, now Spirit, okay, great. Spirit said now we want to give disclaimers and trigger warnings and educational purposes and entertainment purposes. If you could find a laugh, have a chuckle. But just because your life is another experience doesn't mean that the experience isn't there to be had. So we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. And I feel that our favorite rocket ship is far and the fuck away from all this. All this seductive shit. All the stuff that you have already been pulled in and drawn into. And I see two backs turned to each other. And, oh, baby, Spirit said, lay it down and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Okay. And this close. Right. So it's nine of sticks. This is not your You know how there's a password to get into certain places? The password is your DNA. It's the essence of your spirit. And there is such a train crash that these folks on this magic school bus is about to discover. Like, remember Miss what was her name? Miss Frizzle? You had, like, she took you deep into, like, beyond the surface level of understanding. And as scared as Ralphie was gonna get the message one way or another. Remember when Ralphie's cousin came and she didn't believe that the stuff was real? There it is. She didn't believe that the stuff that, was real. She thought that there was some type of hoax, that there was, something extra to it, that it was computer technology pizzazz. Right? And she come to realize that it was real. Now she was amazed. She was intrigued. And I feel that was you. That was you. To fuck around and find out. And you found out what it was. And the more and more you found out what it was, your DNA kind of got numb to the surprises of it all. Even when you would be surprised, the gasp of it all was not as long as it usually would be. And then you moved on. So though people felt you to be emotionless, people felt you to be emotionless in so much of your life because you've experienced and you've seen and you've heard that silver-tongued devil, and you've seen that old wise person of the, that book type form take on characters that were not descriptive of a person who should be sitting in such stature, who is looked to be represented of so much that, you got to see the monster where there was their natural face. It wasn't a mask. Just their natural face was the monster. What it looked like was exactly what it was. You heard the tones of the jokes that were shared that were not jokes. As they say, there is so much truth in comedy, in facts. There is so much truth in fiction. You just move a couple of pieces to make it a little bit more alluring and pleasing to the eye, to accept it as false and incapable. Like, for instance, so we came in, Magic School Bus and Little Einstein. But let's talk about another one. Cool World. There was this movie in the 90s called Cool World. And it brought cartoons and, the sense of humanistic reality, the concrete together. But there was also a Who Framed Roger Rabbit and brought it together. And there was also, the old black and white cartoon effects where you had, I believe it was Cab Calloway, being turned into a cartoon, his character traits being turned into a cartoon. You had Betty Boop, who was, identity was and talent was stolen and turned into something else, a said prostitute. I'm sorry, before it was a said prostitute, it was changed through, color and creed and all that other stuff. And then turned into a prostitute to not want to be touched by the original person who that character was based upon. So now here it is that Everything that seemed fictional, you've already dealt with, and you've made as best as peace with the understanding that it exists in not just your life, but other people's lives in the ways that they've sacrificed. Even so much up, with this 3 of Sticks here. You made your choice. You faced all that. You cloaked yourself every time you went back to receive any message, any reminder that you needed from the past. You cloaked yourself, and there was times that your cloak was on fire trying to return back. All right, I'm gonna do my best to cover up, but this was your natural stance for so long. There, like we said before, there was names that was addressed to you, that the names was misinformed. Just as a brief example, for someone to call you, calculate a term, a 304, turn that upside down, old schools, y'all know what I mean. To be called that, to be called promiscuous, to be called that and you were taken advantage of, to be called a thief and you weren't taught survival, and to have made your way out of those characteristics, out of those traits, out of those skill sets, to be able to see the options, to be able to not envy and not be jealous of others, and to not be viewed as a copycat because you look to other people for answers, to see what worked for them, and to discover yourself and realize who the heck it is you are, and to realize the truth of who the heck it is other people are, and how easy they hide who it is that they are, and the exposure that you have exposed of your own self, and all the things that you have went through, and the shame that you do not feel upon yourself because you went through that shame. You bit apart those parts of you, and you tore those things to hell. You went so deep in depth, and other people want you to re-experience that shame every time you tell that story, and other people want you to re-apologize the way that they need you to apologize, and they want to see you gravel, and they want to see that experience, and they want to see you go through the hells and depths that they left you to find out that you have to discover and go through yourself. They didn't invest in those parts of you. They didn't invest in those parts of you and those lacks of you. And now here it is, everything that's being exposed. Now they are so caught up in all of this. The times that they didn't realize, and when you were the example to show them that there was proof. When you were the voice that touched in frequencies in their mind, in their bodies, in their hearts, that changed how they could perceive their own development in their own selves. You caused those and they made choices based off of the energy that they got from you. They knew not what it was. But now that it's so exposed that there is no ignoring it, they still have yet to realize. This message of dirty laundry that you done left, of the remnants of you that you've had to sneak away from. That's the dirty laundry of family past. False documents. You sneaking away because you know that you going someplace that everyone else couldn't go. And the place where it is so unfortunate and it's disgusting to see how with everything that's being exposed, there are actually those who feel to jump on this because it's trending. And then Spirit is also telling me that there are those who are actually concerned, who are scared, who are doing their their duty to protect themselves and protect others, but they have yet to realize how frozen in place they are mentally, emotionally, the breakdown that is gonna come to them because of all the things that they have compartmentalized and all the things that they pushed to the side and ignored. No, rebels, they will not reflect on you much, if at all. They are so occupied with what's to come. But Spirit said, now it's time to worry about you. While these false masks are secrets. See, now I could show this one. I could show this one. False masks are secrets. Have a magnifying glass of investigation. Lavender of distrust. The potion is that so much is being revealed, and you have to take care of you. You've tossed your mask away. You have to take care of you. You've tried. You tried. And with this nine of sticks, I moved this deck, and this six of basket came. You tried to share with them as you were grieving. This is a confirmation of you being needing to walk away. The rocket ship is out in space. Profound, unlimited discoveries. This magic school bus is doing a tour of exposing what the delusion, the illusion, the ignorance, the thoughts have been bliss, has left there, has been ignored, the things that have been abandoned. Yeah, I get it. It's a weight. It is a weight, not WAIT. It's all the weights. You're weighting. It's a weight. You're measuring out weights and in 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 surveys and graphs but you're still moving forward. You gotta take care of you. Spirit said you are beloved. Right, it's time to jump into you, but Spirit also said a further one that was interesting. So I have this book, and it says MRS dot, right? What's that, Mrs. MRS dot. We know what that is, that abbreviation. It says MRS dot is not really an abbreviation for anything and can't be written out as a full word. Originally, it was an abbreviation for mistress, but since the meaning of the word has changed so much, it is no longer used in this way. It simply is the title of respect given to a married woman, which has now become a word in itself. The plural of MRS dot is also MRS dot. Okay, so take that for what it means. But Spirit said, it is time to focus on you. Spirit, let's go ahead and jump into it 24/24 as we was looking at that. Okay, so 24/7, honey, you're working, you're busy. Okay, though you have went through all this stress of, like realizing the seduction of society. You have, honey, it says abundant cash flow desires. Your cash register is abundantly overflowing. What else do we have here? Your recovery. Now, Honey, I had to take a break for that one because that was a loud confirmation. Okay. Through this recovery, what is important for you to realize is that you've done the work. So do not be that kid. Do not get tricked out of your spot to the point that you're that kid in the classroom who is giving someone the answers to the test. Like full on letting them copy off of your test and so they can pass to the next level. All right? Because here's the thing about it as well, is that if you let somebody use your test to cheat off of, do you know that the new devils that you're going to be experiencing is also due to you? Because you brought that devil along. You let that devil cheat their way in. So as hard as it's going to be for you, because you remember the pain, you remember the agony of everything that you were sacrificed for, everything that you sacrificed for, everything that you were sacrificed of, everything that was sacrificed of you, and so forth, and so on, and so forth, and so on. You remember it, even though you don't feel that third degree burn as bad as you did, though you don't feel that weight holding you down as strongly as you once did. You have made it through so much, and if you didn't have to go through it yourself, how the hell would you have got this humble pie? How the hell would you have got that Ace of Pentacles from that fucking Five of Sticks? How? Oh, I'm sorry, Ace of Coins. How would you ever get it? You had to learn how to use your silver tongue. You had to learn, because yes, the half and half motherfucker, the fucking snake, the snake with okay? One part of your tongue went this way, when the other part of your tongue went that way. Which part of the crossroad was you gonna go? You made your choices, they made theirs. And yes, it is unfortunate. But Spirit said, and even look and be careful, because you're gonna be getting mixed messages. Don't the artist versus the words, okay? Remember, the artist is using the words of the earth, of the energy, of the frequencies to dictate what it's gonna mean to you. And even in this, so there are so many different. There are so, like, for instance, if the Simpsons creator was a part of that shit, right? So if you like The Simpsons, sorry to tell you, but put it like this: everybody has their shit. Everybody has more extreme shit in other ways. I'm not excusing anything, but like what I heard for you was, I don't want to leave, but I gotta go right now. And I even heard, girl, I gotta go right now. So that whole, you know how you, the trick with the words. But then again, Trey Songz, right? Trey Songz and accusations. If you gonna cut off Trey Songz, if you cut off R. Kelly, why wouldn't you cut off Trey Songz type thing? But you still connected to the words of the music, the poetry of your heart. Tap into it, because there are things that are connected to things that you need that is essential. And this is the way that the devil play in the devil playground. That shit right there, was that devil's pie or was that humble pie for you? And what was it for them? Did they even check? Did they even test it? Did they even, you know, did they even, right? Okay. Yep. So Spirit is saying for you, you need to acknowledge these things about yourself while others are acknowledging what they need to acknowledge. Bottom card energy. Get the fuck out of here. We got the Six of Cups and we got the Six of Baskets. So you gotta give and receive down here too. There's shit that you need to acknowledge. No one's perfect, but there's always work to be done. So long as you're here until you get to the other side of this shit to have to do work from there. So let's go. This justice is that all this shit being exposed and reveal all this shit, all of this shit. Remember, what was it that they were talking about? The reckoning. Remember all them people was going crazy about the reckoning? Now, the imagination that people had created of themselves of how God, how Lord was going to bring forth the reckoning. But remember, God and Lord is Lord is within confirmation, within the imagination that has been passed on for people to be conditioned to have. God is yourself within you. You are the great I am. Now, the reckoning, they had an image of how they had a conditioning of how, look, I went to Catholic school, I know, and public school and all that other stuff. Okay, Catholic school was definitely a private school if you didn't know. But anyway, no bragging, just, look, I've gotten to experience some shit. All right, tell more of those later. But even still, the everything, like even relationships, are how your imagination is your expectation. And how far down do you get through your imagination before you realize that that's your expectation? So it is, yes, you're going through the shits. You're going through the shit. So you got the 9 of Knives and you got the 9 of Swords here. Everybody does. This is not a one size fit. This is a one band, one sound, but motherfuckers are experiencing it a different fucking way. Okay, one band, one sound. Everybody's just experiencing it a different fucking way. Right? Rules are the same across the fucking board. Figure out what that means for you. All right, so then with the 9 of Swords here, with the 8 of Baskets, yeah, it's painful for you to walk away. It's painful that they got that load dropped on them, that load has always been there. That's like that shit that people sweep up under the carpet and think that there wasn't a pile being collected. Nah, they kept on working their way around shit. She'll be going around the mountain. She'll be going around the mountain. She'll be going around the mountain when it comes. Okay. 6 white horses? How many horses when it comes? All right. So for you even, yeah, all you can do is pray about this. You've already been injured by this. By seeing people who you love not be who you believe them to be. You've been removed from those. You're still mourning. You're still grieving every time. Even knowing that you're so far in a distance from all this, you're still mourning and you're still grieving in your ways. Like I said, that 3rd degree burn ain't that as bad as it was. All right? All right. So allow yourself to go through these. Don't ignore it. Yeah, you big, you bad, you strong. But allow yourself to go through it. Because just like you too can prevent your forest fires. Where's the forest is in your mental, so long as it's crowded, all types of creeps and crawlers and shit. Right? Ain't cloaking shit, okay? Because it's just certain shit you can't hide from. And the one thing that you can't hide from is how yourself regulates. What yourself deemed to be normal and what yourself, confirmation, understand is not normal, but others deem to be fucking normal. Page of Pence. Page of Pence. You have continued. When we talk about that two-tongued snake, continue. You on the right path. You on the right path. The mountains. Yes, there's mountains behind you. There's mountains before you. The fucking grass is moving out the way to make a path for you. Say, hey, this way we gon' part this motherfucker for you to be able to see. Keep on looking up. Keep on going. All right, and then you got another fucking page. Yes, you new to this, though you are true to this shit too. All right, this 3 of Sticks, honey. Face it, face it, face it. You is what you are. You said what you were, and you got to fucking know how. Okay, you doing all this with third eye kindness. Like, you can increase the beast on them all. You know you could. But you haven't. You didn't. You was tempted. They tried to pull you into it. You was like, nah, I'm not going. I'm not going. But let's see. What ain't going, Spirit? Yep, student. All these energy vampires. Thief. I choose them. Hermit and the T. Well, we know when the T come out, Honey, what's said is what's said, what's done is what's done, and that's all she wrote. This is the tea, okay? Everybody experienced this. Everyone goes through this. Notice, realize he's looking that way, like, nah, he's going to the mountain. And the mountains is the issues that need to be faced. You gotta let Junior grow up, okay? Find your peace. Find your peace from even you realizing how fucking hurt and how much is gonna be exposed. I mean, hell, you don't even know everything. So are you going to relapse and go back into that way of conditioning? Because just because you elevated does not mean that part of you cannot revamp itself in a new timeline. Are you really going to allow yourself to fall back into the trap of, come on, let me help you along. Let me show you what I learned. Let me show you, where I went to. Let me show you. That was your problem back then when you had less. That was your problem then when you even had more to give. And look how much you lost. So what you gonna do? Because everybody has this story. Everybody over here in this 5 of Sticks got the same staff. Each one of these staff got a fucking snake on it. They over there gossiping, you closed off because you focused on you, or whomever this is focused on them. Everybody get a piece of pie, but what is it gonna be? Everybody getting their portion. But are you really gonna take on other people's portion, not knowing whether their portions is devil pie or whether it's humble pie? Worry about your own. Worry about what goes and come out of your mouth. Worry about what you regurgitate. Worry about you. And if worrying about you means worrying about them, seems like something you need to figure out. Where we going? 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 Said split the deck. Observation. Stay alert and stay alert and observe others' behaviors as well as your own. Be prepared to protect yourself from those who may have unaltering ulterior motivations. Ulterior motivation. Didn't slip out my mouth for any reason, for no reason now. Weight your actions and make sure to act wisely. What were we saying about how many different weights these are? How many different weights there are? Rebels, I love you. I love you. I don't take care of you. Go make your life do what it needs to do. Go survive for you. Survive for you. Live for you. Go Rebels.